Hello, welcome to episode 3 of the model railway build. As you can see, landscaping has now started, which this episode is all about. So to start with, I've decided I want a hill scene in one of the corners. So I've got some foam here, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a rough shape to fill that corner, which you can see. So I've cut it out just using a little hacksaw. And it's roughly going to go in this place, and then I just need to shape it into some sort of hillside and make it the correct size, glue it, stick it down, and then add static grass to it. So let's have a go at doing that. So with my hacksaw, I've tried to slope the foam to make it sort of like a hill. As you can see, it gets a bit messy, but that's all part of the fun and games. So and then I've cut it down so it sort of fits the space on the board quite nicely. So there's the slope, as you can see, and then what I'll do, I'll put some brown paint down, then glue that down, and then go from there. So I've painted the corner. This is just cheap brown paint, and then I've painted two of the other corners as well, because they will be landscapes as well, and then the one I've left empty will be a road scene, which will be the next video. So I've glued this in place with just some basic PVA glue, which I got from Poundland, I think, or Asda. Then what I'll do next, I will paint it into brown, so that if any of the static grass which goes on top doesn't hide it, then the brown will look like mud, hopefully. So all I'm going to do is just paint that brown, and that's how it's come up. So it looks alright. There'll be certain sections which haven't been covered very well, but hopefully static grass and then a bit of foliage will do the job. But as you can see, it should add just a nice little bit of a hill scene, a bit of height to the layout, which is needed, hopefully. And then I'm going to do this side as well, and then this is my static grass I'm going to start with, so it's just 4mm medium. So the process I'm doing for my static grass is I'm just got some PVA glue, and I'm just going to spread that out into the areas I want to actually put my static grass. Next, I will get my static grass applicator. This was bought off a auction website for about £24, so it's just a cheap basic one, but it does the job really well. You put in your grass, so I'm using 4mm here, and then all you do is make sure there's a connection to the track with the crocodile clip. Make sure the battery's working, so you have a red light on this one to show it's working, and then just go over the area you've glued. And it is as simple as that, really. And then I will let this dry for a little while, and then I'll go over this with a slightly different length and coloured static grass. So before I do that, I'm going to go over it with a layering spray, just before I put my next layer of static grass down. And then I'm just going to use a bit of cardboard to protect the track, because I don't want any static grass going over there from the spray. And I'm just going to spray it all over this area. And then choose a different length of grass and slightly different colour, and then do exactly the same process which I did before. So this time I've got 7mm static grass. So my first layer was 4mm, this is 7mm, so it's longer, and it's a slightly different green, because obviously when you look at grass in real life, you have slightly different shades of green, different lengths, etc. So hopefully this will come out okay, and then again I will let it dry, and then I might do potentially one more layer, or I might just leave it as it is. So this is how it looks now. It's not dried yet, but as you can see, it just looks quite good, and it's just a nice detail. So what I need to do now is do the hillside, so exactly the same process. So that's 2 of the corners filled, and then I'm moving on to the 3rd corner. So this is some Ballast fine brown, which I'm going to use as like a mud path. So I'm going to do it slightly different on this side. So I'm going to have a little path where I can have a couple of people watching the trains go by. So all I've done is put a layer of glue down, and I'm just going to go over this Ballast, spread it out, let it dry, and then hopefully I'll have some sort of mud path, hopefully. So that's how it's come out, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some static grass to one side. So this side I'm going to have a fence, and then this side I'll have some static grass. And that's how it's come out so far. So I'm not showing you that process because it's exactly the same as the other two. The fence I'm using is just simple line side wooden fencing. I think this is about £7 for a pack. So you get quite a few lengths, so that's how one. So I only need one bit to do that, and then I'll separate the path from the line, and then I'll add some foliage in between the fence and the line. So that's it off its spur. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to drill some holes into the board where the fence will go, and then put some super glue down in the holes and stick it in place. And that's how it's come out. So it's not, I put it on a slight curve to go along with the path. I'm quite pleased with that. And then all I'm going to do, I'm going to add some foliage now in between the fence and the ballast, and that should all blend it in quite nicely. So I've got 2 bags of different foliage. So I've got a medium green and a light green. Again, these are just sort of like £4 or £5 a pack, so they're not too expensive. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to just take clumps out of each, so it mixes it up, and pull it down. So I've put a line of PVA glue down now, and all I'm going to do is just take little bits and stick it down, and do that along the fence. Once I'm happy with everything, I then will go over with it with some hairspray to help keep it in place and firm. And that's how it's turned out, so I'm really happy with that. So it separates the line quite nicely. So you've got your ballast, my foliage, a fence, a little path, and then some static grass. So really pleased with that scene. Now I can have some people on the footpath looking at the trains, or even maybe taking pictures, or a dog walk or something. So I'm really happy. So I've just filled in this corner and just give it a bit of a purpose, really. So I've got 4 corners, so that's another one done. So it's progressing quite nicely. So that's the end of this video. The next video we'll look at the last corner, which is the start of the road. So how the corner then evolves into a level crossing and then into the middle section, which you can see in front of you. So hope you've enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything further. But for now, thanks for watching, then see you on the next one.